again.
Should we just be straight up about this?
Yeah, let's be straight up about this. Listen, Danny, you've caused a little bit of a riff with me and Rumman because
I moved tickets.
You moved tickets. I get it. Yes, you sold a lot of tickets with this WWE bravado, your fucking personality, your fucking persona, better said. But Rumman is kind of upset at this point because he thinks you're inciting a riot at his fucking first New York comedy stand-up show.
I like the sound of that.
No, you don't. We are not going to riot. There's not going to be. We are not condoning any violence of any kind, guys. You're coming to have a good time. All right, all this WWE stuff, yeah, you can boo and hiss. But at the same time, there will be no violence. You can boo, sure. If you don't like what's up there, you can boo.
Let's backtrack a little bit. Let's talk, because I'm assuming a lot of these people watching or listening haven't seen my Instagram.
Yeah, they haven't. Let's paint the picture. Should I start from the beginning?
Where's the beginning? I was thinking about when I posted my story yesterday.
Well, the beginning is we were doing, me and Rumman were putting on a comedy show in New York. We invited one of our longtime veteran comedian guys, Bill Dawes, and then this other girl named Emily, to do the show in New York. Now, at the same time, I was like, wait a second here. You know, Danny by that time is probably going to be able to be doing stand-up. I was like, well, you need to do a real show, Danny. I said, why not do it under the bright lights in New York? You know, and he agreed. So we decided we're going to go there. We're going to make a video, and we're going to do a comedy show. So we did our first comedy, a practice one, basically. Practice run here in Los Angeles. It went really well. So now we want to do one in New York. Now Danny then decides that he's going to, in order to promote, he does.
The natural P.T. Barnum that I am, the showman, the guy who's got dollars on his mind, I think, hey, why not make some money for Rumman and Leo, who I understand are splitting profits?
Yes.
My fan base is insane. They're very motivated to hitchhike, hop on a train, take a steamship to New York City to see me.
I think steamship's going to be the number one use, the number one way that they're getting there,
There's
sure.
the one last remaining ship of the White Star Line. Going to be filled with Danny Mullen fans. Yesterday, I get that itch that I need to cause some disturbance in the force.
Oh God! All the greats that he follows, they all love this kind of negative stuff,
So what do I take issue with? That there's no description on the website where Rumman's selling the tickets. There's a couple sentence description dedicated to Leo, to Bill Dawes, and then to Rumman himself. But there's nothing dedicated to Danny Mullen.
Well, I can tell you why, buddy. It's because originally you weren't going to be part of the show. It was only after I convinced you that you were going to be a part of the show. And guess when that write-up happened, right? When we started selling tickets way back like a month ago.
Wasn't explained to me.
Oh, my God.
The ultimate price has been paid. So yesterday, I'm driving up to Santa Barbara to see... You want to say it for me, Ben?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
To see your girlfriend, Danny.
Oh.
I'm driving up. I'm feeling feisty at Starbucks. So I start posting a bunch of stories, outraged at how not only Rumman has positioned himself in the center of the banner.
You're almost in the center.
That's true. I should have given him some credit for that. I was in second place or third place.
He put me and you in second and third, or third, yeah.
I will give him
second and second.
I will give him credit for that. But that missing sentence in the description where Danny Mullen's name was not present really drove me through the wall. So I get there, I tell him, I don't like where you positioned yourself. Let's not pretend that people aren't coming to see me. And Leo, let's not pretend that. I don't like the positioning at all, Rumman. You're not going to be a headliner. And if you are going to be the headliner, if you're going to take that last slot, you're going to get cooked like a little sunfish up there, is what I said.
What is that? What does that mean? A lot of people have been asking what the sunfish thing is.
Sunfish is just a little tiny fish you catch in a pond when you take your son fishing for his first time.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was it had some racially charged. I thought it was just a horrible term. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I was 14. I was about 6 or 7 years old, actually, when my dad took me fishing for my first sunfish. Caught quite a few.
Nice.
So I said he was a sunfish, posted a picture of a sunfish so everybody could see and note the resemblance.
Right. So now with this WWE,
well, it still goes back and forth.
The way you were going at it, yes, the way you were going at it, he could have taken it one or two ways, and I think he took it personally. It's not personal; it's business, right? It's business. It's not personal. Is that the saying?
Absolutely. I was looking to sell that place.
I know,
I wanted to make
know.
it a can't miss event.
And look, it is a can't miss event. So buy your fucking tickets if you're in the New York area, guys.
We'll get to their availability soon. That's another part of this caper.
We're not figuring it out. Yeah, we don't know exactly yet, but yeah.
So, I mean, what do you want to see? Oh, we're going to be here doing comedy. Come see us. Or do you want me to be up there, attack dog style?
Yeah.
Listen to me, Rumman. If you don't admit you're a sunfish and change the banner,
Oh my God.
I'm going to pull out all my forces, and there are going to be 2 people, one of whom is going to be a janitor, attending the show. That's
Holy
what I tried to make that
shit.
clear. But Rumman, instead of, like you said, playing it lighthearted and being like, oh, yeah, Danny, I'll take you on. We'll do this with boxing gloves on stage. Rumman says, hey, Danny, I've sold more tickets than you already, man. What's going on?
Yeah, he took it personally. Look, I told him to go along with it. See, I knew it was a good ploy because I had one of my more intelligent friends, Chad. He texts me late at night. He goes,
Good old Chad.
absolutely love the improv you and Danny are doing online. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, his pretending to be upset at Rumman online right now is so classic. He's like, people are invested. I was like, people are invested.
The people
are
attack where
invested,
Danny
man.
Mullen
Yeah,
points.
yeah.
They go after it.
So point of the story is you gotta fucking take this stuff and be lighthearted about it and not fucking take it personal because now he's calling me, he's upset, he's got a show tonight, a little warm-up show, he's like upset, he's sick in
He's
bed.
going to bomb at the warm-up show, too. Huh?
Who knows, man? Listen, no, he's gonna be fine. Point is, we need God damn it. Do we call him right now on the air?
We should still go through more of the story.
Yeah,
And
go ahead. Then continue. So then Danny said. So then Rumman said, "I'm gonna fucking sell more tickets than Danny." And then,
And then I said, at the snap of my fingers, I can get you booed off stage, buddy.
Great.
If I keep them apart, don't make the little click. You might get some laughs. You might be able to get through to the end of your material.
This is when it really went fucking haywire for me, dude.
If you cross this guy who's got the YouTube channel with now about 300,000 subscribers, let me do it with my right hand. It's better. Well, that's what happens.
Shit.
And then there are boos, there are tomatoes flying.
Yeah,
Somebody might throw a Chinese throwing star.
Look, it would have been nice to do another show with all of us together, but I'm pretty sure you burned that bridge. Next show, it's gonna have to be the Danny and Leo and fucking Fan Jerry show.
That's going to be better. I think we're cutting the dead weight is how I see it, Leo.
You know what? I mean, if we do this every time, maybe we should have fake riffs with like comedians that aren't performing on the bill, or maybe you could have done it with one of the lesser comedians on the bill. All I'm saying is, Rumman put this kind of together with me, so it's like you're fucking literally attacking the one guy that like cares, enough. I mean, any of the other people would have fucking been happy to like getting they would have needed it. Maybe you and Emily should have had a spat.
And I texted Leo yesterday. I'm just going to go after Rumman until showtime. It was a conscious thing.
God.
And we thought it was funny both at first.
I thought it was funny.
It still is hilarious.
It's still hilarious, and there's probably going to be more. Look, I think it's going to help ticket sales.
On Hunter, are you joking me?
Yeah, for sure, it's going to help ticket sales.
If we looked at the ratio of tickets sold right now, mine versus Rumman, it would be an ugly number for his camp, not mine. Also, so today, the big dagger was he posted some stuff last night saying my fans are immature, they don't understand humor in his story. I don't know if you saw that. He's like, you're going to have to tell real jokes, Danny, because my fans are coming out.
Oh, really? He said that?
Something real cocky.
I didn't see
He
that.
was sent.
He took that down, didn't he?
I screenshotted it.
Oh.
So I post today, him or me, Ben said pussy. So I posted today that I said I'm going to give them the open fire to boo all they want, and I'm not going to authorize anything else, but there's a little grocery on the corner that sells produce for very reasonable prices.
Oh my! Are you saying?
I said that.
Wait a second. Are you suggesting that these fans bring in things to throw? Oh, this is what they're all talking about. This is just Sully. Rumman's brother calls me and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to work the door and pat these guys down, make sure they're not bringing anything to throw in there." And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine," but I was like, "Why would you have that idea?" He's like, "I think that Danny's inciting violence and he's making it seem like it's okay to throw things on stage." I was like, "No, I don't think so." But I didn't see any of this. I'm the only one not keeping up with this, I guess.
So Rumman calls me up today, and he's understandably upset. His comment section and all of his photos, his direct messages are overrun with angry Danny Mullen fans who are fighting my fight for me. Did not ask them to.
Look, they fight
took
the
it upon
fights, though.
themselves.
I got to say, but either way, look, I love what they do online sometimes. Like they've been fighting the good fight for me on all the random batch YouTube.
Don't apologize
pages.
for the
It's
fans.
great. No, I'm not apologizing for them. I think it's great.
It's great. There we go.
Yeah.
And so Rumman says, he first says to me, Danny, you need to stop promoting this because I have some buddies that want to come and I want some tickets to be available. That's the first thing he says.
All right.
And then he says, can you stop this? No more stories or anything. I was like, yeah, dude, we'll work this out. The way we'll smooth this over is I'll say Rumman waved the white flag. It's all good. It's squashed. And he says, no, and don't say that I waved the white flag. Like, that didn't happen. I was like, well, what is this? You're saying you want me to call off the dogs and make peace, right?
Oh, my
A white
God.
flag went shing, 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 up the flagpole,
guess
like
where,
it did back in high school.
Well, guess where we're fucking staying? In New York and Manhattan. We're staying with him.
We're staying with Rumman, and
Rumman
here,
and his brother and some chick, but don't worry,
Leo,
it
why
makes
did
it
you,
a lot cheaper.
Why did you do this to
It's
me?
a 3-bedroom. What do you want me to do?
Leo made it sound like it was going to be me, Mitch, and him.
Mitch got the Airbnb. Yes, it was supposed to be like that, but now it's not.
Where's
It's
Mitch?
Okay. Where's Mitch?
Yes.
He's with us.
Okay, Mitch is staying with us. You know I can't.
three-bedroom.
You know I can't stay in this Airbnb, right?
Why?
Because is the way Rumman sees it, and he's probably right at this point. And I admit I might have. I don't understand my own power sometimes. I'm like a big retarded
Look,
guy.
Airbnbs are expensive in New York. That's all I'm saying, man.
I agree, but I have friends there. I have connections. But the right now, there's no way the show is going to go well for Rumman.
You don't think so?
Absolutely not.
What if he wins over the crowd?
Impossible.
I'm hosting.
Do you really think it's possible?
I'm hosting. I could give him a little, push in the right direction. I could say, hey guys, listen, it's a comedy show. All right, no heckling will be tolerated. Please behave, and make sure that you're being respectful of all the performers. Then what are they going to do?
That's like telling a lion not to eat you when you're in a fucking cage with it.
All I'm saying, it's true. But listen, in most comedy clubs that you do go to, they do have a no heckling rule. That's a thing.
What if it's 100 strong that are heckling?
then
And I'm
if
not
it's
encouraging
100
that.
No.
This is
yeah.
If any of you saw the I rode a 600-pound pig video, the guys in that video, the VA boys as I called them, they're coming up in full force.
They're coming?
Even Crate Daddy Dave, the insane guy with the dreadlocks who I pissed on his leg and tried to get him to suck my cock, they're all
Jesus
coming.
Christ.
A bunch of drunken people with access to pigs from Virginia are coming up. Do you think they're going to heed your no heckle warning?
Well, I mean, look, there's probably in New York, they're used to this kind of shit. There's probably going to be a huge security guard. I don't know what the details are, but I'm saying I just got to relay the rules of the club, which are usually no heckling. Look, it stops shows. It really makes people uncomfortable. So yeah, they can be a little heckling. There can be a little back and forth. That's great. But if it's going on through somebody's entire set, then something has to be said. Somebody has to get involved. It's like when somebody's too hammered and is ruining a set, like somebody has to escort them out.
Yeah.
That's basically how it is.
The Virginia boys, that's just 7 people who are all probably going to be booing like ghosts the second Rumman approaches the
How do you
stage.
feel about this?
I'm neutral right now. I'm just stating reality. I'm starting to realize what we've come to and that I'm supposed to board a plane at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning to go stay with Rumman and somehow be amiable with him for 3 days or 2 days until the show.
Well, look, I mean, I guess if you want to hit somebody else up, look, I like the price of it, but I don't think it's as comfortable as it could be. I would have preferred if he didn't bring a chick, I'll be honest. And then
Do you want to split a room, Leo? Because here's another thing that Rumman has done. Right after I posted my thing trying to sell more tickets, he makes the tickets sold out on the website, which he has sole control over. He makes a false sold out message so Danny Mullen fans can buy tickets right after my big push. And then now, 2 hours later, they're back on sale after I delete my post selling them. So this guy, I don't know how we can mend this. I probably shouldn't even be going to New York. But at this point, I have to, right? The Danny Mullen army is there and waiting.
They're there and waiting. You must go to New York now. It's your duty.
I like
it's
that
your
you're with me on
destiny
this.
even.
I love that you're with me on this.
Now
one,
listen.
Leo.
Now look.
Where are we gonna stay? I'm not staying with Rumman. That's out of the question. I'll stay with a fan in his mom's trailer if I have to.
Jesus, man. Well,
In Connecticut.
Think about the vlog footage in that Airbnb.
The vlog footage is going to be tough because Rumman is not going to tolerate a camera during any real moments. The vlog footage at the show is going to be to die for. And there are going to be cameras rolling. And I probably should have some dummy SD cards loaded up in those because Rumman's most likely going to make a grab and try to destroy them. And I'm not going to do anything. I'm trying to squash it now, but it sucks that he's playing with the sold out button. He's clearly obsessing over what happened, even though he came at me. He came at Papa Danny, said he sold more tickets. I said, let's play. You're making all the money anyway. I don't get a fucking dime except for what Leo paid for my flight. I'll make you some money, bro. I'll practice my promotional skills for the bigger events in the future. And now we have a dilemma.
Look, yeah, we do have a dilemma. I guess he didn't take it the right way. Look, this is I think it's a good way to promote things. I think some of the greats have done it this way, and I'm not against it. Now, we're not, but we aren't promoting any violence, though. That's where it got, like, I think that he probably thought that, I think that was the last straw for him when he thought he's like, what if I get fucking hurt because of this shit?
I don't know how he got that idea.
I don't know.
There was never any plan to have anybody hurt
him. Like, look, his brother's worried about that. He's going to be at the door checking.
Dude, I can't stay at this Airbnb.
Frisking these guys.
You look me in the eye right now, Leo. Admit that I cannot stay in this Airbnb.
You can definitely stay at this Airbnb
with a brother who's
3 bedrooms.
Afraid I'm going to have his brother assaulted and killed.
Dude, I think when everybody's sitting down in person, I'm pretty sure it's going to be okay. I don't think he's going to fucking really think that anything is going to go, like, south. Like, I think that you should stay there, and maybe we should vlog it, because that'd be fucking classic. Number 1. Number 2, if it's really bad, we can go somewhere else. But at the beginning, look, I signed up for this too, man. I didn't want to fucking do it. I don't know what I'm doing there, but I got to be like I got to be part of the, look, he put the fucking show together. It's Andrew Judge's connection, by the way. It's his uncle.
It just gets worse and worse.
Stop it. His uncle is at that club. He put this whole thing together. It could be nice. Listen, I just want to fucking make it safely to Thursday. This is a fucking train. It's going to get off the fucking rails at some point. I'm trying to keep everybody on, man. I'm trying to keep everybody on. That's why I'm hosting the show, too. I said, let me host it in order to really, relax the fans, really mend both sides, both fans come together and make sure it's okay.
I hope everything goes well, but 5 words keep flashing before my eyes.
What are those?
I ruined a comedy show.
No,
and I think it's too late.
Happened. It already happened.
I think it's too late to stop it from being ruined.
Listen, you bastard, it's already happened. All right, you and fucking Inland Iggy almost alienated a fucking top 4 club in LA that you actually performed at recently. That already happened. All right, we don't need to ruin a show in New York for absolutely no reason.
I don't want to. I think it's already been done. I think this audience again is going to be insanely hostile to everybody who's not 6'4", skinny with a big nose, and then his buff Italian bodyguard next to him. I think everybody's going to be targeted in the fucking club besides us.
Oh, man. I think Bill Dawes wins him over, dude. I think Bill
Dawes he's in the clear. I back Bill Dawes.
He's fine, yeah. What about Kate Imth?
She's a conservative, so they'll probably like her.
All right. Well, what about Emily? What about Emily Knows Everything?
I think Emily is going to get torched as well. And I thought about making a post about her and go late into her too, because
too much.
She made a post yesterday on Instagram saying Danny thinks he should be headlining after doing stand up twice, which it's funny and she's right. I obviously, if it were just based on performance in stand up, I'd still be headlining the show, actually. But I haven't worked my way up to a headliner status, except I got this insane fucking audience. And I should be headlining the show. It's true.
Yeah.
And I thought about starting to call her Harpy Woman and just call her Harpy Woman every day until the day of the show and
my God.
And letting the fans know what she's been talking.
This is what I have to deal with, huh?
It's going to be a nightmare. This is going to be the worst week probably of this year.
No, it's not.
It's going to be a terrible week. I have to edit a video. We have to go film a new video. And
why do you have to edit a video?
Because I have to post on Thursday.
I know, but don't you have somebody to edit?
Ian assembles all my clips on the timeline.
Right,
he balances the audio and that stuff. But I still have to do like 2 days of editing.
Okay, so you're going to be editing.
I assemble everything.
Well, you go to a nice coffee shop there. You're going to be fine. Eat a nice bagel, buddy. You're going to have some strong coffee. New York's got that strong coffee for you. I think you'll be fine.
Why do
it's
I feel
a 3-bedroom place. Listen, if you can't sleep wherever you are, you can come cuddle with me, buddy. We know you love that.
Why do I
put
feel
you right to bed?
I feel like a soldier on the eve of war.
Listen, you're more of a boxer, and you're forced to stay in the same quarters as your opponent. That's kind of what it is. Now,
has that ever happened? Is that precidented other than slave ships?
Yeah, like one time there was like an emergency in one of the locker rooms. They had both prize fighters going like fighting for a belt in the same locker room. So that happens, yes.
Ben is worried that I burned a bridge in the comedy world. But here's the thing.
Oh, God.
If you go around like a little sheep and you're polite, you shake hands, say thank you, and you just live in your own little world, and you don't step on anybody else's toes, nobody's going to give a shit about you. The next thing you know, you're going to be 45, working the Funny Bone in Poughkeepsie, New York.
Poughkeepsie?
I think it's a place. and you're going to have to start driving a cab part-time in order to fund your lifestyle.
Oh, my God.
You got to go big. You got to speak the truth when you see it. And it was fun and playful, but Rumman came back at me, and I still kept it fun and playful. My post today, which the essence of it was, I'm giving them permission to boo. They're going to get produce, but it was all written very comedically, so you could say it was in jest. I called him a pretender. What am I, a French nobleman in 1600?
But I get it. All right, look, I think that we can just say that we can hope for the best. We don't have to keep beat a dead horse. Oh, like it's done. Let's see what happens. You're staying in an Airbnb with Rumman.
No, I'm not.
Fine, then you're gonna have to figure it out. You fuck what? You want to say something? Yeah, you want to stay with me.
I do. I feel safer with Papa Leo. But Leo, there's no way we can reconcile, I think, myself and Rumman. Not to mention he's still rigging the ticket buying process. That's an ongoing issue.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. I didn't like that. I'm pretty sure that is the case. I don't think we've sold out completely yet, and he did decide. I think he was debating whether to do a fake sold out just to wait for more of his fans to buy, or more of his people in New York he knows and shit. So we'll see. Look, I'm not saying either. It just could. I don't know why I got so fucking not playful after like such a short amount of time. But let's. Fucking dogs, bro. Those are those bastards. But those fucking incels out there. But listen, why don't we talk about something more positive? Huh?
Let's talk about it. Got any stories to share this weekend?
No,
I think I do.
Really. Yeah, oh, you? Well, let's hear it, Danny Mullen. My weekend was pretty uneventful. What did you do?
I went up to Santa Barbara to see who, Ben?
I'm gonna guess your girlfriend. Dude?
Yeah, maybe.
Girlfriend.
Damn.
So you already know about the ride there, where I was doing the most of my sunfish accusation.
Okay.
Get up there. Should I just jump to the exciting part?
Yeah, let's jump to the exciting part.
Well, I licked her ass.
Really? First time?
No, of course not.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
First night I met her, I licked her ass.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But I loved it. It felt good to be back into my power zone again.
Nice. Did she enjoy it?
I think she loved it. And the great thing was, too, we all went to the beach together.
Wow. Who's all?
Yeah.
Myself and then 3 of her roommates, who are potentially the biggest sluts on the planet Earth.
Wow. Why would you say that?
One of them I was questioning, and I was asking her who she'd fuck or not fuck, and her answer to pretty much everything was if a guy came up to me right now and said, "Will you suck my cock behind that palm tree?" she would have answered in the affirmative.
What?
And I hear stories about these broads. They live in Slut Castle.
I know, but why is she trying to harm herself so much?
I don't think there's any harm blowing a guy behind a palm tree.
Well, I mean, does she know this guy? Is she going to feel used?
No. There's absolutely no
I feel like
familiarity.
there's some self-harm there. I feel like she's definitely trying to, rid herself of some demons.
Yeah, Leo has to go on at least 3 dates and introduce his parents to a girl before he has sex with her.
You're such an asshole.
So we go to the beach, and it was good. It was all fun and games. I beat the chick I hang out with in a foot race,
nice.
Which is you got to show that dominance early, otherwise.
Nice,
you
I
go for
like
it.
it. I like it.
But yeah, it was interesting. One of the key moments of the afternoon, these surfer guys emerged from the water.
Okay.
Handsome motherfuckers.
Okay.
Nice, expensive haircuts, kind of on the medium length on top. They're slicked back, real cool.
Wow.
Mustaches.
Wow.
Deep tans. These guys are Santa Barbara royalty. They fuck all the broads, I bet. So they come up to the group of girls, and the slutty girl and other girls, I'll make it plural. They all run over and they know these surfer guys. And I'm watching my chick, not judgmentally. I was like, yeah, we'll just see how this plays out. She doesn't even interact with the first guys. Like, she doesn't seem like she knows them at all. But then, like, the most handsome dude of the bunch comes up, and they start talking. And that guy,
how are you feeling like at the moment in real time? This is happening right in front of your eyes. Do you have flashbacks to your old interactions with women, or are you just like a new person now? Are you the Danny Mullen with the 300K subscribers? Are you the one that you imagined? So this doesn't bother you, or what was it like that exact moment? I want to know.
I was like Siddhartha reborn in the sands of the Pacific. I looked, this is what my mental dialogue was. I was like, oh, she probably had sex with that guy. And I just waited patiently, didn't say a word, walked back home. Didn't bring it up at all. Doesn't bother me.
Holy shit, who are you?
I am Siddhartha of the Pacific.
This is a different Danny. This is not the Danny I met, I'll say that much.
And get this, right before that happened, a group of fans. I didn't know they were fans yet. These dudes start taking pictures of me, like, but stealthily with their phones. And I started worrying that they were friends with the girls who appeared at the beginning of the Picking Up Girls Wall High video.
Okay.
Who, if you don't remember, we stirred up the hornet's nest in the most aggressive sense. I thought that one of these crazy feminists had their boyfriend on the lookout, and I was about to get jumped by 10 dudes on the beach. So I'm starting to roll out my neck, loosen up my jaw in case one of them connects. Crack the old knuckles
Really?
one
So
by
you're
one.
Ready, you're ready to throw down. You're ready to kick some ass.
I was already thinking what kind of...
Your woman will never see you lose a fight.
Never. And as you saw on display, my jiu-jitsu is impeccable. I did it again this weekend, filming. So these guys, eventually, they give me the, are you Danny Mullen? And then, what is it? It's a frenzy of flash photography, Leo.
Oh, my
A
God.
frenzy.
Right in front of all the chicks?
Right in front of the chicks I was with. It was me and 4 chicks. I was a fucking man. I was like Humphrey
wow.
Bogart in 37.
Humphrey Bogart in 37 was the man.
Yeah.
The ultimate man. Humphrey Bogart could walk in a room and everybody was like, oh, shit. It's the alpha.
Yeah.
So that's who you were?
That's who I was. And I took pictures, and they were
my
great. They offered me
God.
their weed graciously.
Holy shit.
We went back. She showered. And then when I see him showering, done deal. That asshole
Jesus
is
Christ.
getting tongued like a particularly delicious-looking Fruit Loop.
Really? So did you start there? In what position? How was she, like, on her back? Or?
On her back, hoisted those legs forward,
Oh, wow.
came down all the way to the base of the tailbone, and moved north,
Oh, my God.
dragging it up over the anus, past the anus, up the introitus of the vagina,
Oh, man.
finally until I came to rest on the clitoris.
Very nice.
I can't imagine this. I almost want to be reborn a woman so I can see what that feels like.
Wow. I'm pretty sure you can imagine. I guess, yeah, you know what? They do seem to, when they can really control their orgasms or they have a lot of them, they seem to enjoy sex maybe even more than men do. Huh?
They do, and they definitely like that good old ass licking.
I remember in biology they said that there is a point right after a man ejaculates where he cannot reproduce. It's that point where we always have that, what is that, guilt? You know, that when you're watching porn or whatever. So it dips below the line of like being able to reproduce. But women, they orgasm and it never dips below that line. They can just keep going and going forever. That's pretty interesting.
You're talking about the common occurrence of you bring home a girl you're not very attracted to. She's got a hairy box, pimples all over her inner thighs.
Christ.
You fuck her because at this point, you're past the point of no return. And if you just kick her out in the street, she's going to think you're an asshole. So you put your cock in there, grudgingly hump away till you come. And then what do you want? You want to put her on the first steamship to Timbuktu.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's happened to all of us. All of us have experienced that. But yeah, so when right after you come, that's what happens. But women don't ever get below that line, so they can really enjoy it. So yeah, so it's possible. What I'm saying is you had her in pure ecstasy.
Pure ecstasy.
Good job.
And 1 second. Ben, do you have the timer on the camera?
Yep. You're at 18.
Okay, good. I didn't even know it was set.
Ben doesn't fumble.
I didn't even know it was set. So I licked her ass, then we had sex. Very good. And there's no dip for me anymore because I'm comfortable in this sexual relationship.
Okay, that's nice.
So there was no dip. I was good.
And so you had sex with her, and then you what do you cuddle?
A little bit. A little bit. A lot of passionate kissing after.
Do you think she's a lucky girl? She gets to cuddle with the great Danny Mullen.
100%.
She's super lucky.
And what's more, she thought the Rumman Beef was fucking hilarious. It was going through his comments on his newest picture where people were leaving because the sunfish thing ended up being my the key attack, which means nothing. I just said I was going to bake him like a sunfish. Yeah. So I looked at his comments, and there were just a million sun icons, emojis rather, and then a fish emoji. Just sunfish. He said on the phone today, some guy sent him 100 pictures of a sunfish.
You see, the problem with Rumman is his fans, a lot of them, he has a lot of Middle Eastern fans, and they're not very supportive. They're actually kind of a hateful like group of fans that he has. They like hate on him a lot. So then when you added the Danny Mullen hate, then it just got out of hand for him. I feel like he could have been like, hey guys, come support me over on Danny's page, but nobody was going to do that because they're fucking assholes, a lot of his fans. So, I do kind of feel bad for him that you did that. And then that's probably why he took it personally. And then now that's why we're here. We are where we are with this whole situation.
My fans are like a pit bull that senses fear in their owner and then immediately goes into attack mode. I didn't ask them to leave rude comments. I didn't say I personally dislike the guy. I just said modify the banner so it's clear I'm the star. That's all I said, and the fans took it the rest of the way.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Look, I understand. I understand that it wasn't that big of a deal. I understand that he could have taken it a different way. But look, he even did make you admit this. He did make you a solo banner so you could promote it with only you on it.
He did. He did.
What a fucking asshole this guy is.
I don't know how to make this right. I don't know where we go from here.
Listen, yeah, so now you have to stay at the Airbnb with him because you're staying with me, and you're going to have to, it's going to have to suffice. Also, by the way, you know, Mitch did say he would film if you wanted to do that, unless you want to meet another fan out there. I get that too.
I wanted to have some more filming firepower because you never know. To Mitch, a filming session might be a quick hour walk through the park and then cocktails.
He knows it's a whole day.
It's
and
a war.
He's prepared to exchange a whole day of filming for a bit.
Think about how heavily we went to war this weekend, filming our fake crossing guard.
Yeah, the fake crossing guard bands were pretty fucking funny, man. Not gonna lie, man. Those are. It was a really fun video to shoot.
It's one of the best we've done.
You really think so?
I think absolutely so.
Wow, man. It's fucking good. Anytime we have costumes and props, man, magic happens.
Two of the highlights, the pickle bit, which was Leo's spur of the moment idea.
Yeah, it came.
We're like, hey, let's set up on a sidewalk at UCLA, or Leo said this. Let's set up at a crosswalk. Let's get a stray Asian boy with really thick glasses who looks confused. Let's send him across the crosswalk, excuse me. And then I was going to meet him on the other end of the sidewalk and say, I keep saying sidewalk. Meet him on the other end of the crosswalk and say, hey, buddy, I'm sorry. This area over here is closed. Pipe breakage. Send him back across the crosswalk. Leo was going to pop out of a bush and give him the stop sign again because we both had big red stop signs. Yeah. And Leo was going to send him back across the crosswalk to me.
Across one more time. See how many times we can get him to do it.
And I would apologize once Leo sent the guy back. I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, miscommunication. You're good this way. Come with me. Come with me. Oh, wait. No. They're telling me it's closed again. Go back that way. I'm sorry. And the idea was we wanted to volley like a ping pong game to see how many times we could send this poor kid back and forth.
It was so simple yet so fucking hilarious.
What did we get? 4 solid volleys on one girl before?
One girl was 4. Yeah, it was 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, it was incredible. So good.
A lot of people. Some people didn't buy it, and a lot of people just threw up their hands and told us to fuck off after 2.
Yeah. A lot. I like the people that didn't buy it though. Seemed like just super dejected that this would even happen. Like, oh god, these guys. Like, who are these guys? But I liked the people that were laughing. We had like the young people laughing all the way up to like a 50-year-old like housewife was like dying.
People loved it. It was good, fun, clean humor.
Yes.
That was the most G-rated the Danny Mullen channel has ever been.
Absolutely. I liked it. Then you came up in the middle of it, though, with like the third unseen supervisor that was giving us directions, which was really funny. Because I was like, how are we going to get it to be more believable? And then you picked that up, and I was like, perfect. All right, that's what I'll use, too. Then we had set different supervisors. And I was like, my guy's telling me it's okay to come this way. I'm sorry. Don't listen to this guy.
I started blaming the confusion. I was like, oh, it's that guy over there with the mustache and the hook nose. He keeps getting confused. He doesn't know what to tell us. As far as G-rated comedy, though, another bit that started rated, big old G is Finding Nemo or something like that, but then ended up as X-rated as any of the most gnarly pornos you find on UJizz, was the mime bit. Which,
oh my god, dude!
I kid you not, Leo. Yeah, I have never gotten more laughs when showing somebody the preliminary footage. Producer Ben laughed the hardest I've seen him laugh at any of our content. Ian, who I feel like is kind of tough to make laugh, he's sort of a stoic guy, the guy who sets up all my footage for editing, dying.
It was incredible. Look, being the straight man on that one was very difficult. I lost it a little bit. When I lost it was when you started doing the mime thing, which was really
let's explain
funny.
it. So the idea was that Leo was going to stop traffic, a legitimate traffic stop, let the students cross the crosswalk.
Right.
But then I came just walking out of the hills, all with this big shit-eating grin on my face, not dressed as Danny Mullen. I'm wearing a very convincing French mime outfit. We painted my face. We gave me eyeliner and like lipstick. I looked like a pedophile serial killer.
Yeah.
I absolutely looked like that, wearing the whole beret, the striped shirt. I come marching out elbows high, pretend to run into a wall midway across the crosswalk. And then I start doing the typical mime shit. I start feeling the wall. I start pretending to pull a rope. At one point, I just get down on my knees and start miming oral sex on an invisible man.
So right when he starts doing that, he gets on his knees, he unzips the pants. Some guy from like one of the buildings that was on a balcony just goes, wait a minute.
I don't remember that.
Dude, I fucking lost it. That was too much for me, dude. And then I had to do a bunch of like, oh God, this is just ridiculous. I don't know what's going on right now. Sorry, guys. I don't know. Yeah, just acting like an idiot. But it was, and probably the vantage point where he was filming, or Neeks was filming from such a, he was up close because you knew nobody was going to be looking over there. So it's perfect. You were taking up all the space and not one honk, which I thought was hilarious.
My progression was I sucked the guy off, then I pulled down his pants, the imaginary guy, obviously.
Right.
I fucked him in the ass. Then I flipped him over and I hopped over his legs and started skull fucking him. Then I jerked off all over his face. The best part was, then everybody thought the show was over. I climaxed, then he's going to roll over and go to sleep, metaphorically. I start tugging at fucking Leo's pants. I run over and start pulling his pants down. Leo's like, I don't know you, man. Get away from me. I give a big thumbs up and wink to the driver who still stopped at the stop sign. And then I just wrestled you to the ground and started beating you up.
That was pretty much the icing on the cake, man. That's a fucking bit.
It's going to be great. And my only regret is I don't feel like I'm going to have enough time to edit it. Give it do the justice it deserves in New York City. I have no idea how this weekend is going to shape up. I cannot wait until I'm on that fucking jet headed to Vegas for my birthday.
Gotcha. Are you well, thanks, man. I know you kind of did this for me, so I appreciate, you coming out to New York and shit. But hopefully you do give it the amount of time it does need to edit. Like, I think you can edit on the plane, no?
Absolutely. As long as I keep that mime bit away from the eyes of the person sitting next to me, everything else is fairly, at least when you don't hear the audio, it doesn't look that bad. So I'm not going to be humiliated editing a fucking video.
Edit on the plane, man, and I'll focus on trying to write some bits for what we got to do in New York too.
We're going to do the private detectives bit.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing.
I wrote
so
some
just a jacket. Like, we're not are we going to have any costumes besides suit and tie?
I got 2 Sherlock Holmes style hats with the flaps. Perfect. I got a big magnifying glass. I got a pipe.
Nice.
The idea is my character, he's underwater with debt. The IRS is coming after him because he just got into it to drink scotch and chase dames. That's the only reason he got into the private eye business. Nice. He read a bunch of Raymond Chandler novels. Yep. Saw The Big Sleep with Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah,
once
Humphrey
again.
Bogart, yeah.
And that's what the lifestyle he wanted to get into.
Bogart, man. Bogart playing Philip Marlowe.
But the way my character thinks he's going to bail himself out of this hole he's dug is he's going to take down some serious corruption in the city.
Hell yeah.
And that's going to lead to bits like he's going to go into a gym and accuse a guy of being on steroids and try to put him under citizen's arrest.
Absolutely fucking amazing.
Stop a fucking subway train and accuse the driver of being drunk and operating the vehicle while impaired.
Sounds amazing.
Go into a Wells Fargo branch and accuse a teller of embezzlement.
Perfect.
This guy's gonna crack the city crime wide open.
I fucking like it, dude. We could also go into a museum and say that one of the paintings is an imposter. It's a fake.
Let's do it. Can we go to the Museum of Natural History?
Yeah, they got right paintings there. It's right by where we are, dude.
They just have woolly mammoths and stuff over there.
They have that kind of stuff too, but we could say the animals are fake, and people would be like, I thought they were already fake.
Are you prepared to pay a $50 ticket just for that bit, though?
Yeah, I'm down, dude.
Sounds pretty good.
It sounds good.
Maybe I can sleep in there instead of the Airbnb too.
We just go to the front. The good thing about New York is I think we can just literally go down the stairs. We're staying on the east side. We go down the stairs of our Airbnb and we could walk out and we could start filming, I think.
Our Airbnb is going to be your Airbnb, I think, the way things are going.
Oh, really? You're not going to stay? You're not going to stay at the fucking Airbnb?
Well, I just called Rumman out on tampering with the ticket process over Instagram story, so we don't even know what kind of storm that's going to lead to.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Well, for telling the truth. That's all I did was tell the truth all weekend. The truth hurts, but the truth is what's going to rocket me right to the top. And if people can't deal with that, I don't know what to tell them. Choose another profession. Choose one where you got to show up with a big fake smile, tell your fat girl in the cubicle next to you that she looks great in her purple sweater vest.
Yeah,
that's not the life I want to live. That's not why I got into comedy.
Some people, there's a lot of people that will tell you, and I think that one of my favorite books, I always bring it up, but The Alchemist, that searching for the truth is important in life. So if Danny's truth is to call out everyone, no matter who he alienates and what bridges he burns, and so be it. I'm going to have to be there with him and try to mend those bridges and make sure that the truth sets him free and doesn't lock him away.
You're the fire brigade coming up behind me. And it's tough because part of me
I'm
does.
hosting, though. They'll be fine when I'm hosting, dude. It should be good.
One of the things I do that I wish I didn't do is there's always a measured thing with my shit talking where I always feel it's safer to punch down, meaning people who I don't feel if I burn a bridge here or there, and it's just like the kid last week with the terrible podcast who we're going to talk more about today.
Oh, God,
I can say whatever the fuck I want about this kid because he's never going to close one single showbiz door in my life. But when it comes to somebody who's up above me, who I might think actually sucks, I might hold my tongue. And
really?
I want
at this point.
At this point, and I want to change that this next year.
Okay,
I want to start.
You can start punching guys that are above you too.
I want to start calling out the big YouTubers who I think are straight dog doo doo, and I might see them around LA at a party.
You've kind of done that already.
With who?
I mean, Jake Paul in one of your videos.
I did go after Jake Paul in one video, lightheartedly. But even that, see, it's such a small community here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's small.
Guys I like Nelk, they're out fucking rubbing shoulders with Jake Paul at a party.
Yeah, they all are. Yeah, it's true. I mean, look, this is the thing that you got to realize. I mean, yeah, maybe they're not, searching for their truth. I guess like Jake Paul, he might not actually think the stuff he's doing is funny because, not a lot of people do, or, but they do it because, people like it, and they're not doing it for themselves. You're doing things that you think are funny, which is rare. People aren't like that.
I can't respect a man who doesn't. I don't see.
Well, I get that.
What is the point of getting into this business if you're doing anything other than exactly what you think is funny and enjoyable?
What do you think about your hero, for example? Artie Lang went on a show recently, and he was talking about how Howard Stern recently complimented Ellen DeGeneres and said that he looks forward to her dancing. Now, how do you feel about your hero, Howard Stern, saying that?
I don't feel good. And there are a lot of conspiracy theories about what's led to Howard Stern being all PC'd up recently.
Is he really PC'd up?
He's pretty PC'd up. And a lot of people point to some new head of the programming.
That she's a succubus.
I don't know what her name is.
Artie Lang called her a succubus.
A succubus. They got this new lady who's like the head of the marketing for Howard Stern now.
Yeah.
And I guess according to Artie Lang, in an interview where Artie Lang sounded at least drunk or high, he said that Howard saw Jimmy Kimmel at Jennifer Aniston's wedding, hanging out with Tom Cruise. Howard Stern thought, why can't I be that guy?
Yeah.
I've had all these B-list celebrities in my studio throughout the 90s, but I'm always ripping on them. And then the A-listers are scared because they know they're going to get exposed. They're going to have to talk about the last pussy they ate or the last fucking fat girl they fucked whenever they come and sit on my couch.
Sure.
So that's what started him to make this gradual departure from the edgy, gritty, honest Howard Stern from 2010 that was Howard from 2010 back.
Right.
Now the 2010 forward, it's a different show, a lot of people say.
So now, do you think the great Danny Mullen will ever be PC?
I hope not. I hope I would never do that because I don't care about going and partying with famous or successful people. All I care about is the work. Being better at my craft, being a better performer, being a better writer. And that's fun to me, and I love it.
That's what I think that's also you getting on stage is only going to help your craft. Right?
I agree. My joke writing is already improved.
And that's why I think it's a good idea for you to come out there, and it'll build some character to stay in the same quarters as your enemy, I suppose, for this little show.
Maybe, and cameras will be rolling. But what really freaks me out is Rumman's brother. Is this guy nuts? Is this guy going to grab a butcher's knife and come after me at 3 a.m.?
He's a dean of students out in Indianapolis at some little high school. He's a very sweet guy. He's a good person. I don't think anything besides the safety of his brother that's the only thing that he cares about. I'm pretty sure he wants to pat some guys down at the door. I'm sure, but I don't think he's going to do anything crazy. No,
patting guys down at the door is just going to exacerbate. What's that word?
I don't know if he's going to pat anybody down.
That's only going to make the situation worse. Is the vocabulary word I'm looking for?
I don't know. He
That's
didn't
say
he was
off.
going to pat anybody at the door, but he did say he was going to help the security guys at the door.
That's like the rope they tie around a bull's testicle before they open the gate and let the guy ride it. That's what that is. That's going to be pissing off the fans even worse.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know what to say. I think it's just it happened this way. It's also a lot cheaper to stay at an Airbnb with a bunch of people. It's a big place. Or so it seems. I mean, in New York, it could be a tiny place. I don't really know, but it has 3 bedrooms. It says it sleeps 6. Point is, I think it's going to be fine. I don't think you need to worry about anybody attacking you or anything of that nature. I think the vlog could be some great shit. It could be really bad. I don't know. I don't like where it's going, where he's taking it so personally. Rumman is like, I like if you can make them laugh, like if you win over that crowd, how grand of a fucking day will that be for Rumman? You know what I mean? That would really prove a lot for him, right?
We're not talking about Bill Burr. We're not talking about Sam Kinison or Jerry Seinfeld. We're talking about Rumman, who's an amateur comedian, as am I, as far as stand-up. Absolutely. He's not going to be able to go in and win over a completely hostile crowd.
Well,
while his girlfriend and a bunch of other important people are watching. It's not going to happen.
Okay, well...
Do you think it's going to happen, honestly?
I'm saying that...
If it's as bad as I think it could get.
If it's as bad as you think it could get, I don't know. Anything could happen. It's
be honest, Leo.
It's comedy.
Be like Howard Stern in the 90s.
I don't know. I can't really 100%. I can say that there's probably a bigger... if it was hostile as it can be, it would be difficult for him to turn it around, sure.
There we go.
I want to talk about the meaning of life.
Okay.
Really?
Because I was about to read a passage from the podcast that Nico was on.
Oh, shit. Well, I love this too, so let's do that.
The host of that podcast, Leo wants to get deep and talk about the meaning of life. I'll indulge him. But first,
yes.
So I'm not going to say her name, but I'll post this up in the screenshot, or I'll post it up on the side of the frame. The guy who was on the podcast with Nico the other week, who pasted my name all over the video to try to draw views, this is what his girlfriend, because Nico warned the guy to avert a Rumman-esque situation. Nico warned the guy to not... His girlfriend was talking about lashing out. Nico was like, no, the Danny Mullen fans are like a bunch of savage Indians in the Peter Pan movies, right?
They're like the Apaches.
They're pretty well behaved in Peter Pan. But
they are.
We've spent an entire podcast talking about what they're capable of.
They're like the pirates in the Peter Pan movie.
There we go. Except they mean harm, and they're not just little Walt Disney cartoon
try to
characters.
shoot. Well, in Hook, one of them tried to steal second base in a fake baseball game, and the pirate catcher shot him, killed him. So I'm pretty sure that guy meant to cause some harm, right, guys?
Good point, Leo. Very fine point. So here we go. The shitty podcast host girlfriend. Hey, everyone. So I'm James. That's the guy, the podcast host girlfriend. And I would just like to say this podcast made me laugh so hard from how wrong they have it. I don't believe this girl was sitting there laughing hysterically while watching our podcast because of how wrong we have it. I don't think it made her rich. First of all,
probably not. She was probably upset.
She was probably... V-brow, like you see in the cartoons, to indicate pissed offness, dripping sweat.
What do you think about a guy that do you think she let him know that she was going to write that comment, or she just did it? Do you think this guy has any say over what she says or doesn't say?
This girl absolutely dominates this relationship.
Does she peg him in the ass?
Have you seen School of Rock?
Yeah.
The Sarah Silverman character is this girl.
Oh, my God.
And the boyfriend is Ned Schneebly?
Yes.
This guy has such low self-esteem.
Oh, my
is
God.
evidenced by the I was thinking about this thing. If you propped up a prairie dog in front of a microphone, would be a much better radio show than what this guy does.
Holy shit. Now, let me tell you, real quick, what kind of sex are they having? Do you think that she doms him?
Absolutely.
So she's pegging him in the ass.
I think she might even be so disgusted by this guy that she won't even let him have sex with her.
Holy shit. So they're just kind of like friends, and like once a month she like jerks him off?
Exactly what I was going to say.
Once a month he gets a hand job?
And this guy's self-esteem is somewhere on the outskirts of the core of the earth. That's how low it is.
God.
It's so low. And you can tell by the way he trembles and stutters and cannot conduct a radio show that I would even give a D to.
Would you say this guy...
academic scale.
Is there any chance that this guy has a huge hog just hanging like a fucking donkey? Do you think there's any chance he has a huge cock?
Our woman here, feel free to write back and let us know, babe. Let us know why you're hanging around in this relationship. Because right now, me, Leo, and producer Ben are scratching our heads. So she writes, first of all, I described him as an idiot fucking rich kid from Orange County. He didn't get the money from his dad for his equipment, which thank you for admitting is better than yours because his father passed away years ago and he spent his own money. This is too long of a sentence. I don't care. Well, baby, we're getting a $10,000 investment to up our studio. You want to know why?
That's right,
it's
baby.
one word, talent. People are interested in the trajectory of the Leo and Danny show, and they want a piece of the fucking pie. That's a reality your boyfriend, big dick or not, is never going to experience. Okay? I'm looking right at you. Actually, I'm looking at the viewfinder. Now I'm looking right at you. Let's go. Also, saying your name is slapped everywhere on the podcast is so far from true. Yeah, that's why it was immediately visible when I pulled up the podcast. It's miles away from the truth.
Real
though.
quick, are you not afraid that you're going to create like a monster? This guy's going to be training in dungeons in order to defeat you. He's going to be reading every comedy book, going to every comedy club, just becoming, literally just fucking training montage after training montage, trying to defeat you one day. You're not worried about this?
I hope he does, because I want him to get some respect from his fucking girlfriend.
I like it. I hope this pumps you up, kid.
She disobeyed a direct order from Nico, which is do not tamper with the Danny Mullen forces.
True.
We're too volatile. Okay, where else we got here? Nice job inserting clips of the podcast into yours, which is very standard practice. It's called fair use. You guys are lucky you aren't copyrighted right now. You guys are roasting a podcast that just started and has 20 subscribers is hilarious. Are you too intimidated because Nico supports it? Yeah, well, I'm intimidated because Nico supports this podcast.
Nico is a comedy genius. The guy knows he knows how to spot talent.
Exactly.
And him being on this podcast is so frightening to me and Danny.
Nico, it's terrifying.
It's so terrifying.
It's like when Scooter Braun finds a new client. All of Hollywood turns to look. What does this guy have?
Yeah.
How big is this girl or guy going to be?
True.
Nico is the Scooter Braun of podcasting.
Right.
So we are fucking terrified.
Yes, we are terrified. If that's what you're wondering, of course we are.
You can't see my sailboat jammies are drenched in urine, just drenched in it.
I was constipated for 2 days.
We were scared.
This. Yeah.
And then here we go again. She reiterates she cannot stop laughing over how wrong you two have it all. Ben too. Ben doesn't believe in your podcast. He hates it.
I don't think
Thank you for shouting out I don't know if I want to say the name of the podcast because I don't want to get targeted for bullying it. You saw it last week, our podcast. Because of this video, referring to our video last week, talking shit, the podcast with Nico has the most views yet! !
You're welcome.
Hey, so it has less than 200. Let's talk about the dislike to like ratio, baby doll. Not looking too sharp. I see a lot of gray there. And I would suggest you mind your P's and Q's. Because, as Rumman learned, they're a dangerous bunch, the Danny Mullen fans. Let's leave it at that. The podcast sucks. We're good. Move on with your lives, people.
Would you say that if the podcast had been good, would you have given it some credit? Would you have given Nico some credit?
Of course.
Right, yeah.
I always give Nico credit where credit is due. Nico went out and performed a bit for us at UCLA this week.
He even gave Goat versus Fish, this guy that performed during our stand-up set in L.A., some credit for at least having the confidence to go up there and do it.
Again, he's the Scooter Braun. Yeah. Goat versus Fish, who we talked about last week, too. And the podcast I just referred to, Scooter Braun. He knows how to spot the talent. Leo, you told me, before we get into what Leo wanted to discuss, the reason I was giving Nico credit is because he was a crossing guard this week, and he helped his buddy, who we dressed up as a snail, get across a very busy intersection, and then he stayed in there, hung in there long enough, had the cojones to let the snail, once he made its way from one sidewalk to the other, crawl back the other way.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? About 5 solid minutes spent at the intersection?
5 solid minutes. It was great.
5 solid minutes, shutting down the flow of traffic.
It was fucking incredible.
That's Nico. Got to give Nico that credit.
Nico killed it, man. He does really well on his 1 or 2 bits.
The people love Nico. So, what were you saying? You wanted to discuss the meaning of life, Leo?
I did. We could save it for another podcast if you'd like.
Let's keep it brief. Producer Ben's got some hullabaloo. He wants to go raise on some funk. I don't know what you want to do. I don't know what you think is going on in your life that's more important
than the Leo and Danny show.
It disgusts me, frankly. But, Leo, you wanted to discuss the meaning of life. Let's get into this really quickly and let's wrap it up.
All right. Well, I'd like to know what you think the meaning of life is, Danny.
I think the meaning of life is to achieve your destiny, which is to get really good, or to become the best, rather, at the thing you have natural talent for, become as successful in that field as humanly possible, and then die a nice natural causes death and leave the world not a better place, because the world's going to blow up once the sun explodes or whatever. I'm not an astronomer.
I mean, yeah, there's a very good chance that will happen one day.
I think that's all you can do, because what's the alternative? Yeah, you could shoot yourself in the fucking head any moment. And to be honest, probably things would be the same that way. That's probably inherently no lesser of a life than living your life to the fullest and accomplishing your destiny. But as you said to me, and as Hamlet says in the graveyard scene, I think it's the graveyard scene of Hamlet.
Yeah.
I said Hamlet, and then when I said Hamlet, it was in italics, because that's the title of the play. Right. That's for the smart people out there. The slings and arrow speech, maybe it isn't in the graveyard at all. The slings and arrow speech is about to be or not to be. He's meditating on suicide. Should I be? Should I live? Or should I not be? And the reason he thinks that people endure the slings and arrows of everyday life is because of the fear that whatever is on the other side, death, that fate of dying is even worse than what's happening here in the real world. So when we put the gun to our head, we're afraid to pull the trigger, because what if you wake up somewhere and you realize, oh, that looks a lot like Lucifer in those early medieval paintings. And that looks like Hitler over there, and he's carrying a machete. And oh, wait, I'm in hell, and I'm about to get raped and killed again eternally.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You don't know if the pain stops there. If you were thinking about suicide, just remember you don't know if the pain stops.
It might be worse.
It might be worse.
It might be worse.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. That's an educated, nice sentiment.
And I might have butchered. I read Hamlet in 2015. I might have butchered that interpretation of the slings and arrows speech. Leo, what do you think is the meaning of life?
Look, I think part of it is because I'm so driven by sexuality. You know, I think it has to be a part of it has to be to reproduce. I think maybe that is throughout history. It seems like that is everybody's path to happiness. You know, it seems like reproducing, like having a family, is a true sense of bliss that people
Is it bliss though?
I don't know. Why
are there so many divorces?
There's so many divorces. I think because our modern day society's kind of gotten away from the family unit a little bit. There's a lot of people. You know, there's people that really did try to tell you, like the media and everything that all the music that's popular right now, that having a family isn't the way to go anymore.
Every other sitcom I see advertised on a billboard is about a transsexual uncle who's raising 2 orphans and a raccoon after getting ass fucked by a construction worker.
Jesus Christ, what sitcom is that? I'd love to watch that.
Do you see that? You do see a lot of glorification.
I agree. Yeah, there's a lot of
glorification of single motherhood.
Absolutely, a ton.
Which I understand. There's a market because there are a ton of fucking single mothers,
right? So they want to say it's okay. The way what you're doing is okay.
And I'm not Adam Carolla or one of these more conservative pundits who has a problem with that and wants to address the family issue, because I'm too selfish.
Right.
I'm just going to live my life and die, and I know that I'm not going to be able to make that big of a fucking difference or change anything.
Right.
But I think there's something to be said. If you carry out your legacy, at least Darwinianly, you have a family, you have grandchildren, you can die, and I guess you can be comfortable on your deathbed knowing you got grandchildren. They're going to fuck more chicks, and then there's going to be some Mullen DNA fucking 1,000 years from now. Or some Batavio DNA, or some Wong DNA.
Some
for all
Wong
that
DNA for sure.
There already probably is a lot of Wong DNA out there.
Maybe that, but I like what you said, man. I mean, to achieve some level of success with your destiny is a nice thought, you know, to leave something behind for the world, you know, like while you're searching for enlightenment yourself. You know?
And then even the second your eyes close, who cares? But for me, the satisfaction in life is getting up every morning and trying to be the best Danny Mullen, which is the best entertainer, comedian, writer that I can be. And sometimes, you know what? That involves burning a bridge. Because
I see that,
you do not have a heart if you don't think the Rumman Sunfish Exchange was one of the funniest fucking things you've ever seen. I was cracking up all day yesterday, so delighted with how that duel was working out. And Rumman didn't share my sensibilities.
I wish he would have seen the humor in it some more. But I think either way, it's going to help our New York show be an exciting one, to say the least.
We have no idea how this could go. Best case, I suppose. I don't know best case for who. Best case for Rumman, I guess, is if we patch it over, the fans clap respectfully, laugh at his punchlines, and I get my set, and it goes well too. But for you guys out there, the best case scenario might be a lot of booing, maybe even physical violence, maybe some flying tomatoes.
We do not condone any physical violence.
We don't. I said for the best case for them might be that. You don't know who's watching. It might be O.J. Simpson staring back at us through the lens.
God, that is...
What do you think he wants?
O.J. Simpson
He wants to do a
probably
video with Danny Mullen. That's what he wants.
You want to
He
collab?
didn't like his ex-wife. I don't know what he wanted her dead. I guess that's what he wanted.
I guess that's an episode of the Leo and Danny Show.
That's right, baby.
Oh, well, we got to figure out this headache that is New York.
Yeah, New York's gonna be interesting.
Later, people. We'll get. It'll be on a higher. I guess this negativity is fun to listen to, though. It'll be. Are you shadowboxing again?
You hate when I shadowbox.
I don't
but
like
I'm pretty solid. I thought I have a good right and a left, and a good left hook. A really good. I have great form with my left hook, so it's not like I'm doing it wrong.
I like that you stand by your shadowboxing.
Yeah.
I would have respected you less if you got defensive.
Well, thanks. And you never know when I might need to throw a few haymakers this weekend.
When Rumman has a little too much to drink and comes after me.
He's not a violent guy at all.
You can handle that on your own, Danny?
He's not violent at all. He's very fast, so I'm sure he could escape.
I'm about to call out Jorge Masvidal
Oh, my God.
I've been thinking about putting together a compilation of all my jiu-jitsu and getting myself a UFC fight. So you guys got to watch look forward to.
Holy shit.
I'm the king, and my jiu-jitsu is impeccable. Later, guys. Good night.